handful of presenters, a mass of microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another delightful, delectable, and otherwise entertaining episode of TigerTails Radio. I'm your host, TK, and in the studio we have a Felix who hasn't set his mic up yet.
Hello.
Ow, right now Felix hasn't set his mic up yet.
I had to be right in my microphone for that. I apologise.
And we also have an Angel Dark Song.
Hello.
And I've now come to the realisation I have no idea who says what on the thing, because I didn't check it.
You're fine.
Hooray! And yes, over the airwaves from his satellite studio we have a Xavier.
Who is watching Alex currently try to balance studio on a paper bag.
I was winning until Felix came along. And then he had to ruin the game.
Speaking of
It's
that,
like
you just
Mum-
lost
It's
one.
like Mum coming along and going, "No, Dad, this is how you do it."
Alright, I should turn my laptop down in case of things.
Bum, bum, bum.
In case of
In
things.
case of things.
Things. I don't know.
Things from beyond the grave.
I hope not. Not on his laptop.
Oh, yeah, that could be disastrous, couldn't it?
If zombies took over his laptop, I don't know what I'd do.
Laugh?
That too.
Like that? But with a bit less wheezing, like Muttley.
Oh, come on, Muttley for the win.
We're actually streaming.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
watching you now.
Remember when I said and go?
Oh yeah, it's just not showing up in my feed yet.
Refresh.
I have, many
Press
times.
5.
It's like, how am I supposed to know what's going on if it isn't showing up? Fucking YouTube.
Not like you're actually in the studio.
I know, but I need to keep my eye on that machine.
Want a spoon?
My spoon is too big.
There we go. Live now, you fucker.
Felix, no one ever says that.
My spoon is too big.
There we
My
go.
spoon is too
Episode.
big.
I knew I'd fucking forgotten something.
Oh yeah, we're back in time.
Creamy hat,
Yeah, last week.
string.
No. Just no. What have you forgotten, TK?
You know what episode we're on?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you check your email, I actually send out a Google Doc that tells you the episode number.
Do you? Do you do
we
stuff?
read those?
People use Google Docs?
Well, we say people.
We say people, we mean Google employees.
Technically, we are.
No, we're not. Not even technically.
How much Google product do you use?
All of
Yes,
the
but we're not
products.
employees, are we?
No.
Not yet.
Do you use maps in order to therefore benefit their mapping services? Do you use YouTube and therefore benefit their YouTube services? Do you feedback
No, I
on
use all
regular-
of these things as a consumer.
You say consumer. We say employee. Without pay.
I don't think Pete understands. You are getting paid, are you, Pete, right?
You'd be mistaken in thinking that he was the one who hadn't had a job in quite a few years, and I was the one that had been employed recently.
Just slap him. Digger,
No.
have you finished faffing around?
Yes, I finished faffing around quite some time ago.
Delay on the stream.
Yes, I know. But yes,
Oh,
welcome
well-
to Tiger Tales Radio, if that hasn't been said already.
Yes, episode 8, 9. Fuck
9.
you.
Season 8. Yes, that'll teach you to read the stream.
Yeah.
See, I managed to remember to fix IRC first. Of which,
Yeah.
Pete, you're not in. Red K is, though.
Yeah.
Hi, Red K.
Hi, Red K.
But Felix is not in stream.
But my name isn't Red
I'm
K.
not in stew at the moment.
I don't know
no.
what a Red
Channel.
K is. What is a Red K?
It's a person in channel.
Yeah, he's a listener. Viewer.
Channel 4? Late Night Channel 4. They do some interesting stuff.
No, not Late Night Channel 4. Never Late Night Channel 4.
Daytime Channel 5.
That's just as bad.
Any given point during Dave's 5-hour cycle.
Early morning ITV.
Oh, God, no.
What, I mean, that new TVAM bullshit, whatever it's called now.
That moment we've been up all night, and the Hoops comes on Channel 4, and you can't be fucked to change the channel.
But the Hoobs
Yes,
is
you
like
can.
half decent. Don't diss the Hoobs. I would much rather have the Hoobs than something like the fucking Teletubbies or something like that.
Who were banned in Russia.
I'm not surprised. Because they're fucking hideous and horrifying. Who has a baby in the sun? Just think about that for a minute.
The people who write the
famous
Sun.
Have you seen what that kid looks like now?
Yeah.
There. Now Alex is mute. Much better.
What did Alex say?
He made a terrible joke about Rupert Murdoch Enterprise.
Oh.
Can't be having that.
Speaking of which, have you heard what Murdoch is doing?
No, thank God for that.
Going to prison?
You know every single one of those different reality TV subsidiaries?
Well, like Enderball and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's forming them all together into one channel. It will be a quantum singularity of suck.
And never a true word has been spoken.
It'll be a reality channel where there is everything but reality.
Indeed.
So, how is everyone this week?
I'm good.
Now say it like you mean it.
I'm
Very
good.
Sedated.
Why did he go Camp Kid?
What?
I second
he
this
went
one
from serious to Camp Kid.
because it was an abundance of fake enthusiasm as TK requested.
I just said it like you mean it. Not
Yeah,
say-
you totally asked for that response.
Not say it like you were the gayest kid on the block.
But Felix, it.
I think we have this argument every week, and it never gets resolved.
Oh, it gets resolved in bed
Now-
with my woman lady friend.
It's only 1,000,001 degrees
Feels
here in the
so
studio.
right.
So, how warm is it in your place, Xavier?
It's lovely and cool because I can open windows.
We've got windows open. I've got a fan on.
We've
It's
got lots
behind
of
me.
windows open.
TK, that window behind you,
Yeah,
is it open?
Yes.
yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
I saw it
Okay.
open myself.
Do you want
See?
to go and check? Because I know what the spiders are like in there.
No spiders.
The spiders keep on closing the doors, muttering about heating bills.
You're like, jeez, it's so cold. Why do you keep the fucking
And they
window
keep
open?
on sneaking out in the middle of the night, dropping like 50p pieces onto the sofa, going, I ain't no fucking freeloader.
You say that. If they actually did that, I wouldn't mind them so much, if they paid their way. Fucking thing. What the fuck was Alex doing with his mic?
I was moving it
I noticed.
to a more comfortable position, so I can talk and not be all tense up, like Felis.
I love the way Felix is there, kind of sitting upright-ish. I'm there, kind of sitting upright-ish, and then Alex is there.
And then Slouchy Magoo here.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to keep up my image as the cool one of the bunch.
Actually, he would have been hunched forward, but he recently had a nightmare in which he turned to the missing Henson puppet, the scoliosis monster.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
TK got it.
I somehow feel that I was the only one.
I know.
Still, worth it. So, Xavier, how has your week been?
Not too bad, really.
Care to
The
elaborate?
sun's rain. My week's been not too bad. Let's see. The last I wasn't on the show last week, except on the radio, wasn't I?
That's
What?
what?
Yeah,
I was
what?
only on the radio. Yeah, from Monday last week, I was on the radio. So it's just been a week of work.
Yep.
Kind of procrastinating.
Yep.
Realizing I have far too many takeouts near me.
Yep.
You just say yep because this is exactly what you've done all week.
Yep. You're
I'm trying to
basically.
decide if we should make a joke about the Muppet Show Martians or that guy from Storage Wars. We have gone with the Muppets.
We have totally gone with the Muppets.
Oh,
Jim Henson will trump Storage Wars any days,
That, and we'd have to admit that we watched Storage Wars.
which I don't.
Which I don't.
Admit to ever, yes.
So
So
Felis.
there's Phyllis then, watches Storage Wars. We've heard it here first.
I had a
Congratulations.
housemate that was addicted to the fucking show. When
Yeah.
I came
Oh, yeah,
downstairs
yeah,
in the morning for my
housemate.
company,
He's stuck into the word person.
I just know there's one guy that goes, yep, and it pisses everybody off for some reason.
One thing I will say is I'm glad the weather got better at the end of the week. Because it was not brilliant.
I'm
lovely
not.
weekend.
I had to be outside in this weather for a couple of hours.
Oh, my heart bleeds. It was gorgeous. It was like, dear British weather, this is summer. Remember this? Yeah, can we have this for the next 4 or 5 months? Thanks. after the shit we've had.
Because remember what happens every time about a week or two into this weather, right?
It pisses it down.
I mean,
No,
middle of
everybody
this week-
bitches going, this can fuck off, I'm too hot.
I don't.
Where's the rain?
I worship the heat. It's like, fuck yes, bring it on. I don't care if I need to take 5 fucking showers a day. Give me the heat.
Dear God. The rest of the week, I bimbled off down to see my lady over the weekend, so it was a bit of a quick train journey, which missed all of the rail works, thank fuck. And then just enjoyed eating a bad meal and going out and having meals, which was nice.
Very nice.
And then updating in terms of my diet's gone completely out of the window, because peanut butter and fried egg burger.
Why is that a thing?
Why?
That should not be a thing.
Oh my God, it's tasty.
No, a deep fried Mars bar is tasty, and that should not
Oh,
be a
no.
thing.
Deep fried Mars bars, hell no.
Oh, hell yeah, they're amazing. What the the two things that you don't think would ever go together.
TK,
Mars bars and deep fried.
deep fried peanut butter lion bar.
Don't like peanut
Think
butter.
about it.
I don't like peanut butter, so that would not work for me. Regular
There you
lion
go.
bar, maybe, but not peanut butter lion bar.
I have also been shopping around for laptops, and I'm poking feelers again for suggestions on laptops. So,
Novatar.
Again, you've seen my laptop play some fairly good games at a reasonable
Yes.
setting. I've given you, it's a slightly upgraded number. Not many features changed, but I sent you a link in channel.
yeah, I'll look through the site, because I'm not after anything more
Yeah.
advanced than...
All you've got to be worried about is the fact it's only got a 3-cell battery and the chassis is just a little bit flimsy. But apart from that, the rest of the build quality is awesome.
compared to a lot of the reviews I've seen about laptops, it's a case of, and the chassis is flimsy.
Shashi.
Sachet.
The shashi.
Chassis.
The
Chassis.
shashi was flimsy.
It's a bit sassy, the chassis. Oh.
I say it's just a little bit loose at one of the corners on mine, but
Yeah,
And now we hear about feelers being loose.
he is loose.
And now we've
But yeah,
heard
my
more
week
than
hasn't
we
been too
more
bad.
than-
Roosh.
Yeah, my week pretty much mirrors yours, except for the weekend, where I rejoiced in the sun without a lady friend, because obviously that wouldn't work for me.
Yes, you're being gay.
Yeah, and all. So, yeah, there was no lady friend there. But apart from that, my week pretty much mirrors yours. Lots of work, lots of procrastinating. Played some Minecraft, though. Got some Minecraft done. I've made
Saw the server went up,
I've
yeah.
made improvements to the base area. I've made a kind of station walkway between our lot and the main base.
Ooh.
So I've upgraded bits slightly and done a little bit more work and stuff.
Yeah, that reminds me, whilst we're here,
Yeah.
Felis,
yes.
why the hell aren't you coming back to the Minecraft?
I've been busy most of the time.
Getting laid.
Bum,
No, my
wow,
girlfriend's been
wow.
playing more Skyrim than... Move on from this, okay?
See,
For the
Felis,
sake of my feelings.
Felis likes to anger his girlfriend. He prefers that sort of business. That
So you backseat Skyrim.
No, no.
He knows better than to do that.
no. There's a fine line between angry and murderous. He is treading. it.
Yeah.
I've got this.
I
fan.
will play Minecraft when I actually get the time to sit down and join in.
You know, between 3 and 5 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we're streaming. Except we just gone where Pete wasn't here, so we didn't stream.
Yeah.
I've got the fan
Yeah,
behind
I
me.
mean,
It doesn't
yesterday
keep
I-
blowing cold air on me. It's not working.
Other than that, TK, what have you been doing for the week?
Watching Red Dwarf documentaries. Yeah, because I managed to find all the seasons 1 to 8. I found all the special features. So I was like, hell's yeah, have me some of that. So I've been watching like all the behind the scenes from series 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8, I think. So I've just got 5 and 7 to watch. Because I found them on YouTube first, and then I found the DVDs, so I was like, oh, I'll have me some of that instead then. Because YouTube only had a couple on there. So I thought I'm going to get the rest myself.
Yeah, the documentaries aren't too bad for the seasons.
They're a good hour like long each, so I thought that'll be worth it at least. And it's a nice background noise while playing Minecraft. So I dual screened the main PC, Minecraft on the big screen and the documentary on the small screen, and that worked. That worked nice because the documentary is all 4:3 like that screen is, so it ended up full screening quite nicely. Science. It's so warm in here. Not fair.
So, Felix, how has your week been?
This week was filled with terror because I had my ATOS medical and I had to get my dear mumsy to come along. Which is funny, I'm going in for a medical assessment and the support I have is a elderly woman with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis and fibromyalgia, so...
Yeah. It's like the blind leading the blind, really, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. We got lost on the way and I had a minor freak out. But... Yeah.
But you got there on time, yeah?
Barely. I mean, we're wandering around going, right, this is Oxford Street, so where the fuck is it? Turns out it's a very narrow opening, barely signposted.
Oh, that's not a surprise.
And we sort of went in there and just suddenly noticing all the things they do to try to, force people. Like, you have to press the intercom. The intercom is placed about a foot higher than standard with the ATOS button at the top, so if you're in a wheelchair or mobility scooter, you can't get to it.
Oh, lovely.
My mother couldn't even move the door.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all these weird little things, and chairs that don't have arms. So if you are, need assistance getting in and out of a chair, you'd find it pretty damn hard to stay in that place for long. But apart from that, it seemed to go well. But I remember couple of years ago thinking, well, that went well, and then having to go through 3 A4 pages detailing every single lie that the examiner had written on the page. And then I spent the rest of the week decompressing from that. Girlfriend stayed over a few nights. Alex cooked some burrito-like things.
Mm-hmm.
Burrito-like things?
Yeah.
So how were they like burrito?
Well, there are beef and chilies and there are tortillas.
So, burritos?
Yeah, more or less.
It was like a sloppy Joe in a fajita.
A slappy Joe in a poncho.
I'm
I'm making that a thing!
There are words I didn't need to hear right there.
Yeah, then it's just a case of eventually hanging out for the weekend at my girlfriend's place, suddenly realizing the weather is happening.
Fuck yeah, weather.
Weather. And then I come here with the show, and then I attempt to make the words that make people go haha with their faces.
Speaking of making us go haha with our faces, when is the next episode of Bad Fanfic Theatre happening?
Very soon.
Good.
That's not soon
When I say
enough.
very soon, I have files almost mastered on the other PC.
Not soon enough. Is it out now? No, it's not
No.
soon enough.
I just need some time at home to do a couple more recordings, and I can then lay out some missing episodes and maybe, hopefully, have a buffer going.
Ooh.
Do you have like a first episode you can put up?
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Then put it up.
it is up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In fact, there's a SoundCloud with them all
All of your upness on it.
/
Badfanfictheatre.tigertails.co.uk, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, can't remember if that one's been done. Or you could just go to soundcloud.com / some guy in a waistcoat.
Yeah, you could put these links onto TigerTails Radio on Facebook. Or TigerTails Entertainment.
It's tigertails.co.uk
On Facebook.
/ badfanfictheatre, that was it. And you'll remember it in the end. And there should be episode 1. And if I click here, it'll start playing, I think. Like that.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's 1980s radio.
Yep.
That
that's
was
the idea.
cool.
And now, some guy in a waistcoat, in association with TigerTails Entertainment, is proud to present an entirely unauthorized, mind-numbingly awful episode of Bad Fanfic Theatre. Today's episode, Doctor Who, the Time Lord's Son.
That's
This
enough.
episode recorded live in front of a stuffed animal audience. William Who was the son of
Hey, guy.
Doctor Who.
I'm alright.
Fun fact, when I'm
spoil it.
actually recording there, I actually do listen to the music as I go through, and before I start, the bit where I'm meant to speak, I actually go do, along with the music.
Oh, he's so easily swayed by backing tracks.
Do you go
am.
pew pew every time you fire your gun in every first person shooter ever?
No.
He
No.
does.
Sometimes I go ducka.
Mohammed Jihad. Alex, how was your weekend?
Oh, that was horrible.
My
Horribly racist.
my week has been okay. It's
Good,
been
good.
filled since the radio show with just general stuff like I usually do.
And fucking off to London.
Going to
He
London on
sounds
Saturday.
so enthusiastic.
Well, it's a hard life being Alex. You know,
I
you've got to be busy there playing with your phone all day. Yeah, it's hard work.
I will pay good money now for a cover of It's a Hard Knock Life by Alex.
Not life. For
In his drunken Cockney accent from every rock band night ever.
And he's coming down on the weekend, isn't he? So,
No, I meant this Alex.
Me.
oh, that one.
Yeah. Oh my god, for once I actually say Alex.
Do you
and-
not remember the Queen?
I remember
yeah,
the
you
Queen.
remember his Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh fuck yes.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at. In a nice way.
But yes, my weekend was filled with the girlfriend being around Friday to Sunday, well, Monday morning, really. I went to London on Saturday,
Mhm.
and I did say to her she could just stay there. I was like, you can stay here if you want. I don't
Yeah.
really care.
Are you with us, Alex?
Yes.
You don't sound it. You sound like you're kind of already asleep.
Yeah, I'm really tired today for some reason. I don't know, but that's besides the point.
Go make some coffee.
I've been drinking coffee. Other than that, my week has been quite uneventful. I went to go see Godzilla.
Any good?
Ah, gotcha.
Or is that you're done and dusted for this week?
I don't know if it's done and dusted.
Oh, okay.
I could do a whole lot of other things with done and dusted. I mean, I've been playing all sorts of games this week, like Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time, and The Wolf Among Us.
Ooh.
I got the latest episode of Walking Dead I haven't played yet, but yep, that as well. So I have games to play.
Here's a busy man with busy things.
And I've been watching my girlfriend play Nino Cooney,
Because he can't be asked to play it himself.
pretty much.
Understandable.
big.
It lets me get to watch the story, because I'm not really interested in playing it, but I'm interested in it.
Sort of, too tired for bad mission. Hey, honey, play this for me.
Yeah.
Yes, I got her to play Nino. No, she wanted to play Nino Cooney while I played Dark Souls.
Right.
That wasn't the smartest of ideas.
Slight contrast of general themes
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Death. Death. And then pets.
See if you can spot the logical fallacy, kids.
Yes, uneventful week.
I've learned on this show to never look for anything involving the word phallus.
What about your name,
There's
fellas?
Felix, who sat as a phallus in between TK and Alex.
Ew.
He's not. I'm in another room.
Could we sort of lock him in a room, some sort of penal system, or
Who, Pete?
Who?
pardon?
Who's locking who in what room with what?
Never
Didn't we
mind.
lock
I
Felix
made
in
the
a room
pun.
with TK once.
Hold on there.
Didn't we lock Felix in a room with you once?
No.
I swear blind we did. Either that or his Alex.
No, that was just in Pete's fanfic.
No, we actually closed the door on you and TK took you into the room and we all laughed.
Pete's Fanfic Theatre! Slash fic.
No, wait, no, I think I get the incident he was talking about.
Oh, good, finally.
This, I believe, was back in the old house.
How the fuck just let me remember that?
Was it the old house, Pete? When TK was downstairs?
Probably.
Because at some point just before or just after you'd moved in.
Yeah.
I remember
But
Pete's
anyway.
room before he moved in. Well, he started moving in. He moved all of his Bleach manga in before anything else.
I could carry it in a bag on a bike.
Priorities,
Yeah.
man. Priorities. I remember he moved all his trading cards in my dad's boot of his car,
Yeah.
along with the kettle, which was totally empty. Or at least it was by the time it got here. It wasn't so much in the car.
Arse.
Yeah, he made a bit of a wet spot
Ew.
and managed to drown a few of his cards. But they recoverable in the end, those cards.
Yeah, but I think I ended up binning the whole sets eventually because there just wasn't the point in keeping hold of them.
You could have flogged them
I
off.
moved too many times.
You could have like sold them on to some meaningless peasant who could have dribbled over them or something.
They were old. I might have, but I couldn't be asked. But anyway,
Anyway,
I believe we need to move on to gaming news.
Oh yes, we have a segment, don't we?
we do.
Yes, a
It's
segment.
it's easy to forget we have those things, especially in this blistering heat. Everyone's gone. Yeah.
Although I'm getting the nice cool weather because I think the rain clouds are starting to come through.
Yeah,
But
they are
anyway,
coming.
gaming news.
Now it's time for the latest gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
See, Felix, professionalism. No one talked over that one.
Yeah, this time. So, who's got news?
I'm sorry, I was just far too professional to rise to that.
I've got some great news.
I've got headliney bits.
I've got a piece of news that'll piss people off a little bit.
I'm just going to steal Felix's news and claim it as my own.
Haha, good
Good.
plan.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I want to start.
Well, I had a
go on then.
piece, but I think you want to do this one instead of TK, don't you?
What's that? Well, you see, I'm
No.
sorry about who likes streaming over Twitch.
TK will love that.
Oh, we've all got little bits about this.
Yeah.
Who loves YouTube's Content ID system?
Oh, I do, sir. I do. Said nobody ever.
I say you're in luck, kids, because it's probably coming to Twitch, as YouTube is allegedly buying Twitch for a cool $1 billion in cash. In cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
For 1 billion, yeah.
One-
However, different sources have different things being said. Wall Street Journal says that there's a deal being worked on, but they're at a very early stage.
Variety says they're pretty much there, just ready to announce it.
Yeah. Well, Variety reports that it's not quite a done deal, apparently.
According to sources close to the deal, I think
Yeah.
with the words, or words to that effect.
You know, it feels like Google saw Facebook buying loads of stuff and they thought to themselves, should we buy something?
Well,
Let's buy something.
it's not so much that, it's Twitch is the largest video streaming service on the internet at the moment.
Yeah.
It is,
And YouTube used to be. And I think Google just want a piece of the pie still. So they're just buying everyone who might be better than they are in the hopes that they can bring them all down to YouTube's level.
Yeah, apparently, Google's lawyers are getting ready for a challenge from the Justice Department
Yeah.
on competition grounds, given the fact that Twitch and YouTube are, in fact, already the top sites in their respective fields.
Yeah, and so-
Therefore, a merger would, in fact, be creating a monopoly.
yes, it probably would. Because who else streams video any well, you know,
Well,
aside from Netflix and their TV stuff?
North America, do you know how much bandwidth peak hours that Twitch has gotten now?
All of it?
All of it?
They've broken the top 15, going from 0.46 of all downstream bandwidth in North America from last autumn to 1.35 by this March.
And what unit of measurement is that in?
I don't know, it's just basically the top 15 users of bandwidth during peak hours in North America.
I see.
Percentage of all
So this is all bandwidth being used.
ever.
So, yeah, percentage. Dang.
So I think the percentage can just stand as it is without me digging into that.
Yeah, let's just sit and reflect on that value for a moment. That's a lot of bandwidth.
I will say though,
No, Pete first.
the monopoly thing. Who else is actually doing what YouTube does or Twitch does? Period.
Live stream, Ustream,
We also have Vimeo and Blip that are
oh yeah.
not quite as big, but very respectable contenders to YouTube.
Yeah, but then the ones that I don't see.
Well, that
they're
guy
actually
with the glasses is all Blip.
all Blip. Team 4-Star is mostly Blip, and YouTube later. Quite a lot. The majority of embedded video in news sites and others is,
Either Blip or Vimeo.
yeah, the majority of it is going to be Vimeo, followed very closely by Blip.
You see, I'm just not a fan of either service. I'm not really a fan of Blip because their advert system is just retarded sometimes.
Their advert system only plays 2 adverts ever, and I'm sick and tired of that fucking wrapping car advert.
Haha. Not only that, but it'll say your content will load in 15 seconds. The advert doesn't play for 15 seconds, and then the second advert kicks in. It's like, well, hang on, where's my content, you fuck? You lied to me. My content is not this second advert, you shitbags. My content is something by, you know, the Nostalgia Critic. Give me.
Several people have contacted Twitch for comment, and all they gotten was a Twitch PR update from Chase Just Jace. For those asking about the story, Twitch doesn't comment on rumours.
No.
Yeah. In other words, yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing it. We're just not allowed to say anything yet.
On the one hand, this could benefit Twitch slightly.
Okay.
You think about it, they will get all the reliability of Google technology.
And that's supposed to be a benefit.
No, that's one of the
Oh.
benefits. This is somewhat countered by the Google
Name
content matching services.
Name one point where YouTube actually ever works properly, where it will display all of your subscribers properly, where it will actually fucking stream 100% reliably properly. Never. Not for like the last 2-3 years.
Haven't actually had many issues with videos over the last couple of years.
Yeah, many.
A couple of user interface issues.
Yeah, because that changes every 30 fucking seconds as well.
Hmm.
I'm not so hot on the idea of YouTube buying Twitch. I liked having the two services separate. So, while YouTube is
But-
nice for streaming, and we stream this show on it, Twitch just seems to be more reliable and not quite so bandwidth intensive when it comes to streaming video games.
Speaking
Depends.
of
Mhm.
it,
Go on. No, go on.
I was going to move on to a slightly connected story for Alex. But if
I
you wanted to
think-
say something else about this one, then yeah, let's go.
No, feel free. Carry on. Carry on.
No? I guess Alex.
I suppose I will do this one, even though it's more suited for TK's needs.
Well, if you want, I
Final-
can give you this other one instead.
You can't tease us with that one now. Go on.
I'll take
No,
this one.
you'll take this one,
I'll
okay.
take this one. All right. There's been a new world record set for speedrunning in games in Final Fantasy VIII. Final
Alright.
Fantasy VIII. It was done last night, apparently, by speedrunner
12th. This was the night that we did the last show.
So just
After we
after
did
the
the
show.
last show.
on the 11th
Yeah.
of May, right? So the night before,
No, 12th.
after.
12th.
No, read it. He said last night. So
Oh.
on the 11th of May, he set
Oh,
the
yeah.
record,
Yeah.
right? So this should have been last week's news, but oh well. Yeah. Final Fantasy VIII speedrun was set by Karakan V.
Karakan
Karakan
Vi.
V.
Somebody's a Wheel of Time reader. Never mind.
Set at 8 hours, 34 minutes.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering it
He's
takes
also set records.
for Final Fantasy 10, 7, and 9.
I think I set a record for 10. What was it, 5 years? That's quite a long time.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But that's it.
That's just a quick piece of news.
I'm
So
honestly
Alex could get in and out.
surprised that somebody managed to complete Final Fantasy VIII at all.
I got to Ultimatia's castle.
No. It's just
Yeah, don't just love that with Ultimatus Castle. Hey, here's a way out. Yes, we can go back to the world map and finish off some. What the fuck is this?
No, I got in there, realised my characters were solo level and stopped. It was like, yeah, no.
Whereas these days, you can't see anybody going for a Final Fantasy VIII run without, right, let's leave Squall dead and power level everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trouble is, if you level Squall on disc 1, you don't get a chance to draw that shit out of Cypher's aura stash. During the
And
final
aura
battle.
is just the one thing I
What?
abused
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, one
Yeah, one
aura.
did.
And so if you level up too much, you don't get it. And it's a pain in the dick.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII, or How I Learned to RPG Without Using Spells.
True.
It is
Moving on.
Yep, go on.
Yes, I've got... What have I got? I've got little headliney bits.
That's fine. I've got a hilarious piece of news.
I'll go through some quick headliney bits. Ubisoft have confirmed the delay that's been rumoured for Tom Clancy's The Division.
Hold on. Confirm the delay.
There's been rumours going around that The Division will be delayed, and it's now been confirmed to be delayed.
That was the one game I brought the PS4 for.
Yeah, the CEO, I
Really?
grew him up.
Yeah. The only game that appealed to me that I really wanted.
A Tom Clancy game.
Because it's multiplayer, the gameplay looks fun, and it's open world.
I
we-
loved that E3 demonstration of the included tablet multiplayer with the AFK guy there until the last 30 seconds of the demo.
Yeah, I know that was pretty stupid. That's stupid. I just don't like that sort of forced integration. It feels like it's forced integration.
It's not
nice.
forced, they just tried to highlight it way too much, and
And it's
we
just a
couldn't
little
help but
segment.
notice it said AFK on the guy who was controlling that drone through tablet.
Yeah. But No, it's something I can play with my friends down here, and we can all just group as one.
It's something I was interested in having a look at as well.
Now that means I have to buy Destiny.
Aww.
It's like a bad Borderlands.
Yeah,
Division is
have to.
instead coming out in 2015. Meanwhile, Steam has now released more new games this year than they have already, and they did throughout the entirety of 2013.
Whereas Valve haven't.
The other headline is actually Valve. Portal and Half-Life 2 are now available on Android,
Really?
which means they're also available for Nvidia's Shield, which is the main, push thing that Nvidia are trying to do. Yeah,
Still no news on any other.
it's exclusively for the Nvidia Shield and Google Play, but the fact is they are running natively on Android.
Nice. That's pretty impressive, really.
And the last little headliney piece is Shogo, one of our listeners, is taking part in a charity play for his PlanetSide 2 clan.
Indeed, he is.
Indeed, he is, and I thought it'd be rather nice of us to pimp that, because it is going to two rather nice charities, the International Rescue Committee and the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund.
Yep.
And we can give a link here for donation in the channel for all one listener there.
That's okay. People get catchy archive. And so,
Yeah, if you go to crowdrise.com/nightmare giving,
that's Nightmare without the K.
indeed.
As in
Although,
a
how many people here would have watched Code Geass anyway?
No one, but everyone would have watched Nightmare on
Nightmare.
CITV.
Nah. The books were actually surprisingly horrifying.
Anyway,
And that's it for the little headliney
It
pieces.
does seem like Pete is today's voice of anyway, and then nothing. Anyway, I'll let someone else speak.
I'd have a little giggle when I heard that Microsoft had reversed on one of their policies again.
the Kinect one.
Yeah.
So many of their policies.
Another one.
This has
yeah.
been the week of 360s.
And not Xbox.
And
360.
achieving the impossible. Yeah, it's a pun, TK.
180, surely.
Well, 1080s at this point.
Oh ho!
Ah, ha ha! Ha ha!
That scores a lot
Ha-ha.
of points on the half pipe.
True facts. Yeah, there is now going to be
I
a
lost the bouncy
version...
ball! Come back!
Oh dear.
Carry on.
There is now going to be a version of the Kinect... a version of Xbox One that doesn't have the Kinect sensor. And it will be $100 less. Putting it reasonably on par with the price of the PS4.
What? Without mandatory internet connection and Kinect? Impossible!
It would never run, they said. It is required of the Kinect sensor.
And you can play pre-owned games.
Without-
I can go on from this if TK wants when
Go
he's
on.
done with this bit.
Oh, sorry. On with something else or on with this more?
Huh?
With
This is
something
more of their changing of policy.
else? Oh, no, go ahead then.
Starting this June, the Games with Gold program launches on the Xbox One.
Games with Gold.
yeah.
I thought that kind of thing was already running. It was a...
360.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is their incentive to become a Live Gold member. Because
I thought you had to pretty
They've-
much use the console in the first place.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they're
they've
going
now
now.
announced also that they will be not putting Netflix, Hulu, and other such streaming services behind the paywall, so they'll be available to your standard Xbox Silver players.
About time.
So they're going full Sony styles.
Basically, why don't they just call the Xbox One the PS4 Lite and just have done with it?
Look, I just think all of this stuff, all of it, ever since like their first announcements of what they were doing and what their vision of their console was, it's just there's no credibility left in Microsoft now. You can't trust them as a consumer. You can't say I'm going to buy this console because this is what they say comes on it, because they might just say no, this policy that we said could not be changed, we're changing.
It's
Trouble
because they're
is
very.
that can be said of all companies.
Well,
No, but tell me, other companies, right, haven't done this many turnabouts on something.
And it's
that
not
is-
just the amount of turnabouts, it's the significance of the turnabouts as well. I mean, these are not little tiny things. They're not little policies that they're going, okay, that was a bad idea, sorry, we'll change that. These are fucking great monumental, oh, the system cannot run without type policies.
until we
Yeah,
realize
but
how much
again,
money
that
we're
guy
missing out
was
on.
an idiot. I think this goes back to what I said last year when I said, Microsoft is a titan and it will take pretty much forever for them to manage the turn because they're too big and clumsy. Now they have finally started putting that turn around that all the other smaller companies could just sort of skitter about.
Yeah, but why can Sony do this?
Mostly
They're a bit
because
lighter on their feet
everyone-
and they planned for this shit.
Well,
Whereas the
Sony was expected to do the same as Microsoft. This is what everyone in the industry was expecting.
What, did the
Everyone
same
is
as-
expecting Sony to go for the paywall.
which they sort of did but didn't, but it is all for very good reasons.
No, their paywall is actually good though. It's not mandatory.
I know it's quite a few multiplayer games would be requiring you to have PlayStation Plus or a very much cheaper PlayStation multiplayer account.
Yeah, but PlayStation Plus has its benefits. It's
Yeah.
not just you need this plan line, that's it. It's
I mean,
you've got
especially when
PlayStation
we
Plus.
said back then as well, where Microsoft don't even own or run half the service they're forcing you to pay for. Netflix and Hulu, case in point.
Really,
Which
so-
is why people...
Sorry,
TK.
go on.
Which is why people were kind of sat there going, it's kind of bullshit. We shouldn't have to pay for Xbox Gold to watch our live Netflix accounts because
Yeah, 'cause we-
Microsoft don't administrate that.
And we pay for that separately as well, so why the fuck should we get gold for it?
Hmm.
But it wasn't just that. It was things like you buy PlayStation Plus, you don't just get access to multiplayer games on PS4. You also get access to the automatic upload library for your game saves.
You
So-
get access to many free games across every single platform they have every
Yeah,
month.
every PSN supporting platform. So you get your PS3, PS Vita, and PS4 games for free. And that can easily cover a couple of £100 worth of games.
Yeah, I've apparently, since I joined last year, I've got nearly 100 games,
Yeah,
including free DLC and other content. I've got nearly 120 items on my PlayStation Plus account. I don't even own a PS3. I just have the Vita.
yeah, but it's worth taking advantage of all the downloads
Oh, it is.
for the day you ever get one of these consoles. I mean, my PlayStation 4 library is growing, and thanks to PlayStation Plus, when I got my PS Vita, I had a metric shit ton of choice in terms of software I downloaded for it.
Yeah.
Because I'd been saving up all these downloads. Just going, yep, added to the basket, added to the download queue, yep, mine now. So the day when I got my Vita, bang, I could have games straight out the bat. No waiting around like the PS4 for me. And when I get my PS4, I'll have a nice library of free games that I can take advantage of. And it's not like I'm going to stop paying for Plus and therefore lose these games because I'll need Plus to play online. So there's
Yep.
an added benefit to carry on my subscription. So it's kind of a win-win-win. I pay £40 a year and I get kind of £200 worth of games a month. Yeah, you're looking at, what, £2,400 worth of games a year for £40. Now, I call that a reasonably good deal. I don't know about anyone else.
Here we go. I've got a picture of the. This will be coming out most likely this June at the E3 Expo.
Yeah.
But there are now 2 fewer white dots on the Microsoft promotional card for Xbox Live Gold features. Yeah, you also have to pay for the NFL on Xbox and your game DVR and your Skype. But for everything else, they're getting rid of the paywall for it.
Wait, you got to pay for the game DVR?
I think so.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
It's Xbox Live Gold features, unrivaled multiplayer gaming, premium entertainment apps, Internet Explorer on your TV, exclusive deals and special offers, the NFL on Xbox. This is where the 360 points stop. One Guide, Game DVR, Skype, and Smart Match are all Xbox Live Gold features for the Xbox One. But pretty soon, they will be getting rid of some of these. Apart from things like the NFL and other bits.
Game DVR.
I can't believe you're going to pay for that.
Apparently, this may be part of the shift that they're making where Xbox have said to certain sources that they might be putting other features and services behind the paywall to make up for the shift in content.
But they don't have any other features to put behind the paywall. All they've got is demos and no, that's pretty much it, I think.
Well, bear in mind, this is pressure from Nintendo, Sony, Roku, Apple, and Amazon. All so they're going, hey,
Hold on.
we don't charge people
Pressure
to play
from
shit.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo have let you watch streaming services through the Wii and Wii U.
Yep.
Yeah. And have you seen their other services online?
Oh no, this is the case if they don't make you pay to use a streaming service you're already paying for.
No.
They haven't put it
They
behind.
also don't make you pay for anything else
That's
because
'cause
there's
they
nothing
haven't-
on
that's-
Nintendo.
There's nothing else. If you're on a 3DS, then there's plenty of content. If you're in the Wii U, well, better let next console generation,
Yeah.
huh?
So pretty much all we've got to do for more on that is just wait till June the 9th for the keynotes. So
Yeah, when E3 hits, and
Yeah, we'll
we
get to
can
that.
all stay up late watching all the keynote speeches.
yeah,
The
Or
only
Nintendo
interesting
Direct.
on Nintendo Direct separately, yeah. Whereas they go, look, it's another IP that we've released on every other console. Now we're releasing it on this one too. Please buy our console.
Well, we'll get to that as well. Jumping in though,
Yeah.
Microsoft have actually confirmed, along with these plans, that people can then get a refund on their membership if they will then want to cancel, because of the new service policies which will then come into effect. So if people are wanting to not have to pay for all of these features that will then be coming free, they can then get the money back, which is actually quite significant for a company like this, because at no point do they have to give you the money back.
Alright.
So they're kind of grovelling on their knees, going, "We're sorry, we made you pay for these services that should have been free to start with. We're sorry. Please
It's
forgive
not
us."
a case of sorry, they don't have to give you the money. At
Don't
no
have to.
point do they actually have to give you the money.
I think they just fear the backlash if they don't.
Well, this is the thing, there wouldn't have been a backlash. People would have gone, fine, cancel it, and then got the free services. People may have muttered about wanting money, but at the end of the day, this is something that Microsoft has gone, right, this is what we'll give you if you cancel.
Oh yes. So yeah, the refund of gold account things, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
However, they haven't made it very widely known through the dashboard or anything else. So you have to go online to find out, and you do have to personally submit requests for it. It's not an automatic process.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so it's the good with the bad in that
Yeah,
case.
it's like, we will give you your money back, but you're going to have to work for it, bitch.
Well, it's like any other company trying to get a refund for something you've just cancelled. Join the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
Who's next?
me.
You.
Yes, because wanting to start with the funny news, and then
Oh, yeah.
everyone jumped in.
Go on then. Funny news away.
You remember last week?
Nope.
Of course not. I talked about a game, spiritual successor coming back. Shaq Fu.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's another one
That's a thing.
that has been confirmed will be coming back.
Oh, dear.
A notorious Mega CD title.
Night Trap.
Yes.
Really?
James Riley, who holds the rights to the game, has come out and said to people who are asking about getting a re-release, I appreciate your ongoing interest, but please understand I do plan to release Night Trap and been talking with a number of interested parties to do so, however the specific platforms have not yet been confirmed. Night Trap will come back in better resolution and gameplay than before, we just want to make sure it's the best strategy involved.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Gimme.
It's scary because they got a picture of one of the things from the game on the article I'm looking at, and it's a case of how many pixels in a screenshot?
Oh, millions. It's hilarious. It was so low quality video. Trouble is, they're going to re-release the PC version, which wasn't quite as good, I thought, because there was a few little cuts and edits done on the PC version that weren't there on the Mega Drive version. So the Mega Drive version, or the Mega CD version to be specific, was the kind of more full and proper Night Trap experience. But it will be fun. I will look forward to playing Night Trap again, because that was a fun, stupid little game.
Stupid, yes.
Very
Fun.
stupid. I quite enjoyed it.
More news that TK will probably like.
Yeah.
Worms Battlegrounds, release date set for May 30th.
Hey!
Xbox One May 13th. PlayStation 4 May 30th.
Yeah.
North American PS4 on 3rd of June.
Mhm.
So England are getting this sooner.
Yeah.
Digitally and physically at certain retailers.
Ooh.
The PlayStation 4 game will include status indicating light bar colours, touchpad selecting weapon gestures, so it actually is used,
Yep.
and stat tracking comparison website. The Xbox One version will support a smart glass companion app to let players view their statistics outside of the game.
Mhm.
So that is coming soon. 25 single-player story missions, 10 worm-op time attacks missions, 5 environments, multiplayer deathmatch and fort modes,
Hooray.
with online and local multiplayer for up to 4 players.
Good.
Let's see, landscape editor,
Mhm.
plan support including emblem editor,
Yep.
65 weapons,
That's nice.
including Mega Mortar, Gravedigger, Wind Monkey, Worm Charm, Whoopsie Cushion, Teleport Gun, and the Equalizer. And
Wow.
over 200 individual customization items for the worms.
Nice.
So Alex's PS4 is going to get some use.
Yeah.
What's that? I was
So we
listening.
were looking at bits of news for Alex and also the many different pre-order things and additions for Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
It's okay, just worms, that's all.
Oh,
But then thinking about worms...
you have worms?
It's a game, honey bunny. Thinking of
Well, when you
worms
got
and
an
Night
itch you
Trap,
can't scratch.
well, think about it. Lots of old games coming back.
Haven't you
I
had
saw-
Preparation H incoming edition?
Oh, very funny. I saw a little bit of news concerning backwards compatibility for old games. And it seems that PlayStation Now might not be the only way we can experience classic PlayStation titles.
Yes, I too have EPSXE.
Haha, no, there's a rumour going on that the PlayStation 4 is potentially due to get native PS1 and PS2 support.
Ooh.
Without relying purely on a streaming service.
Indeed. So you could allegedly, according to rumour, plop the disc in and play your classic games without the blurry kind of upscaling that the PS3 does.
I like how you can turn that on and off on your Vita.
You can actually turn it on and off on the PS3, I think.
I think so.
It's gonna be
It should
software emulated though.
Yeah, it's still software emulation. There's no system on a chip.
Yeah, but we've reached the point now where your average smartphone can at least emulate a PlayStation 1 no trouble.
I know.
And an N64.
Scary.
My crappy old phone runs an N64 emulator.
But if you're an iPhone, you get no Game Boy Advance.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a story for that.
Ah.
Along with other things. I sent you a couple of links, TK, for things that you may or may not want.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look at these.
In terms of further news, then, whilst TK's reading,
I'm actually liking the launch of Kotaku UK. They brought the actual respectable guys like Schreiber and Tolstik over, and that one bitch who only ever deals with rumour and opinion pieces, but I can ignore that. And the comment system is with Discuss and none of this Kinder bullshit. Yeah,
so
TK
the
just quit.
news-
Huh?
TK quit. Ping timeout.
Son of a bitch.
So you probably didn't get the links?
No, I've got the links.
Oh,
I
fuck, I
allegedly
just
I'm still in
opened
channel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So whilst you're
Um,
organising,
No, apparently I'm still in channel. It might just be a net split.
Probably.
quite-
Atari has made an announcement.
Who?
The CEO is Atari.
Oh, I went, oh.
Oh.
I
Oh.
don't know.
Yeah, Atari will be a hardware brand again in the future, says the CEO.
Really?
But then not planning to launch a new console.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
trying to
little
figure
bit
that
dumb.
one out. They are out of bankruptcy, and we are 10 people working under the studio production model. We pay attention to three things: the IP, production, and the distribution. The CEO, Chesnais, has also explained his vision for the company going forward, stating that Atari is more than a software brand, it's a hardware brand. However, he stressed it did not mean Atari is planning to make a new console. I'm not talking about a new console, but like a watch. A gamified watch. It's not what we are going to do, but think about something like that. Like a new type of watch is something we could do.
That's sure.
Oh, yeah. A watch branded where you don't have an ordinary watch.
Okay.
It's a generation brand, it's a lifestyle brand. You can never do that with a brand like THQ. Blah blah blah, yakety schmackety.
Yep.
So the question is, would you actually buy an Atari watch? Would you buy an Atari watch that actually plays games?
Didn't they make a whole load of Atari watches way back?
I'd buy an Atari watch if it played Atari 2600 games.
Again,
Well, this is
aren't,
the other thing. It's like there's lots of wearable tech now.
there is a glut of plug straight into the TV devices for little kids that basically play rip-offs of old Atari games.
No, they basically got a port of, oh shit, what the hell was the name of the Atari emulator for DOS? Not Stellar,
Lark.
it was the Windows one. I can't remember the name of the DOS one. Really tiny little thing, really good though. And yeah, it's just basically that ported. Oh, there we go, now I've timed out. Stupid idea.
Was it Stella?
No, Stellar was the Windows one.
Also for DOS, GP2X, Linux, Mac OS, Unix, and Windows CE.
Fosters?
This is where we meet you, Alex.
A26,
No.
No Dollar 2K6, PC Atari, Pi Atari, Stella, VCX 2600, Virtual 2600, Virtual VCS, and Z26.
Z26, that was it.
There we go. I knew if I went through the entire list.
I knew it started with Z. I knew it started with that.
Right.
Cool. Bloody hell, it was called.
Thank you,
Okay,
SoFar.net.
Yeah, that's where I
Any
get mine from.
news then you're wanting to talk about?
Well, Felix has pinged over some news about a little box that, along with the PS3 and PS4 controller, will allow you to play Vita games on your HD TV.
No, the Vita TV's already been out for a while.
Oh, has it now?
Yes.
Ooh.
Which has only been out in Japan. But we covered
Yeah.
it a little while back, going, oh, so it's basically the Vita hardware with no screen put to TV. That's dire news.
It's like, that means I can play my Vita on the telly.
Mm.
That'd be awesome, because there's a few little games on the Vita that are actually quite pretty, and would probably look a bit hideous blown up onto the big screen, but it'd be nice to play them with the joypad instead. There are some games I'd quite like to do that on the PSP as well. And later models of the PSP you can actually output to the telly. So things like Rock Band Unplugged, you get a lot
Might
more...
not be quite as good. I mean, from the few friends I've had that have tried remote playing with their Vita to their PS3s, PS4s,
this
lag is a huge
it is,
issue.
but-
You can play most of the indie games fine. Anything action related, fuck off.
Now, I'm not talking about remote play, I'm talking about the old games where you had a little cable that you'd plug your Vita, not your Vita, your PSP into the telly,
Oh yeah, that.
the output. So
Or if you were like me, you had you output the video through the USB.
either way, and so you
I-
could play things like Rock Band Unplugged on the telly, because that'd be quite nice.
I used to be playing on my computer monitor
Mm.
by basically running it through the USB and onto. And the worst I got was maybe a quarter of a second lag on some of the games.
Not too bad.
Not too bad for the fighting games.
But at least Soul Calibur works
Well-
on the Vita, so that's all that counts.
Mm.
Hopefully that will lead to actually maybe some more stuff with the Vita, because as much as there's indie titles on the Vita, and as much as we've seen a few AAA games come across, we are seeing it struggle still, especially in North America.
But not massively, especially not in terms of
But,
sales.
I'm going to have to go to Discus just to grab the listings. Discus Home. What was, there was a whole list of games I went through when the Sony Computer Entertainment guys said that there are 60 games we got in the pipeline for Vita alone. And I had a
Well,
list of some of these things, and I've now got to
Either or. We need to be moving on a bit more.
Ah, here we go. Games that are coming out for the Vita just from SCE in the next year. Soul Sacrifice Delta, the Sly Cooper Trilogy, Vita Pets, Pixel Shooter Ultimate, Ho-Hokum, Helldivers, Counter-Spy, Freedom Wars. And that's not including the independent shit like Soul Saga, Hotline Miami, Wolf Among Us, Frozen Synapse Tactics, which I'm kind of looking forward to, a new Sword Art game, an Arcana Heart game. There's a bunch of good shit coming out for the Vita.
And you say the Vita's struggling, but it only sold in the week ending the 3rd of May. Globally, it only sold about 30,000 units less than the Xbox One did. So, if you say it's struggling, it's not struggling that hard. Either the Vita's struggling and the Xbox One is struggling hard, or the Vita isn't struggling as hard as you think.
Well, it's more against the DS.
Yeah, but there's no handheld console that's going to touch the 3DS.
But anyway, moving on, we've mentioned E3 a fair few times.
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of times.
It's
And
getting
in
closer to
terms
that
of
time.
E3 news, to be fair, we've not had a huge amount of stuff being talked about.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
we've
I'm
had some
missing.
games.
I mean, this time last year, 4 or 5 weeks before E3, there was so much hype going on. And this year, I've noticed that the hype is noticeable by its absence.
Just a bit.
And it's like, well, where is all my hype? I want to get hyped for E3 and then to be majorly disappointed. Where is my hype?
Well, there might be some more news. Xbox are talking about having more announcements planned before E3, and then focus on the games.
TK.
So
Yeah.
we'll be
Gravity
interested to see
stole
what they
our
are.
ball.
In terms of other companies, Fable Legends apparently will have a huge presence at E3. So will be interesting to see what Lionhead can do.
Is this with or
But in
without
ter-
Molyneux?
I think this is without Molyneux.
Yeah, they might stand a chance.
Yeah.
You never
But the
know.
worst thing is,
Yeah.
Nintendo Digital,
Mm.
Nintendo have always said they're coming away from E3 completely.
Yeah.
They've also apparently announced that they're going to give the Wii U a year to help turn it around. And then look at something else, possibly. So I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be actually talking about in E3 at all.
Not forgetting that for the Chinese market, where China's recently allowed video games again,
The Shanghai open market thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nintendo aren't actually going to be releasing the Wii U over there. They're making new hardware for it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting as well.
Well, they're trying to pull back costs and they're trying to pull back their losses.
Well,
Same
given that it's
kind of
China,
thing
they can
with
save
Sony.
loads by just removing news RSS feeds from the console.
But the same thing's also is being done by Sony, because Sony is having to deal with the fact that they're having to have another loss for this year. They've already announced that they're going to be down 50 billion yen as a forecast for the next 12-month period. That's 746 million pounds. Oh, sorry, that was last year. But
Yeah.
that was 128. They're already saying 50 billion yen now. And the only thing that currently is working is the PlayStation side, the entertainment side.
TK,
Yeah.
stop playing.
No, I'm not playing.
I heard it.
I'm making noise.
But
they
do say the combined Vita TV and PSP unit sales are forecast to decline from 4.1 to 3.5. Total software expected
Is this
to rise
both
to
Vita
390
models?
million?
Because they've recently released the Vita 2000 model. Or is it the 3000? The Vita Slim, in any case. It's one that gets rid of the OLED screen and puts a LCD screen in its place.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit easier on battery life.
Easier on battery life, and again, take into account the fact that OLED screens will inevitably get dimmer, and there's
Yep.
nothing you can do about that.
But it seemed
we are
like
looking-
such a good idea at the time.
Oh, it's worth it for the colour and vibrancy you get for
Oh, it's
the
gorgeous.
year or two to begin with. Unfortunately, we now have to start having games that make use of a different colour space, because everything was originally made for the Vita screen and the colours that can be produced, so... Yeah.
But this E3, we are looking at not much news now. And a lot of companies that have things that potentially could be big, but not as much as the last couple of years. Because if you think about it, we've not had a lot of AAAs at all.
No, because they're all being made.
No, this actually ties back to the Steam releasing more games so far this year than they did all through 2013.
Oh yeah,
More and more
indies.
games are getting released. Yeah, indies also account for a lot of it, but indies are a huge scene right now. Mostly
Yeah,
because we do
something.
have the power for anybody to put out a game where they like. And for fuck's sake, we've even got RPG Maker games are now actually commercially viable.
Yeah, what's
One
the
of
deal with
this
that?
year's most anticipated, 2 or 3 of this year's most anticipated indie announcements have actually been made solely with the RPG Maker VX Ace engine. Believe it or not.
But the thing is, these aren't things that sell consoles. These aren't the big titles that people will go down to the shops to go, oh, I like that game, I'll buy it with a new console or new handheld.
No, most
Or
people these
even
days will tend to
Steam.
wait for more games to come out when they get a console.
Well, you have to.
TK, what are you doing?
Nothing.
I heard cha-ching sounds.
Lies. All
Well,
lies.
Alex is going between playing with his phone and playing with his hair, and TK's just staring down at his desk.
I can multitask.
Here,
That's
Alex.
the reason.
We'll let you do a thing. Just let me know when to scroll.
Okay.
Read, my boy, read.
This is quite a boring. I had a really interesting
You can
story.
paraphrase.
I saw.
Oh, did you? Where was it?
No,
What was it?
While I was at work, not today, but last week, looking around, browsing, I thought, oh, that would be good because it's not gaming related, but it is still very much game related. But I can't remember.
Oh,
what it was
like none of us have ever broken the routine and gone for randomly geeky shit before.
I can't remember what it was. It was some huge thing though.
I am 'cause you
Australia
came-
bending its gaming market over backwards by taking away its tax breaks.
No, it's related to Microsoft, I believe.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh god, they got to him.
Okay, I'll just do this then. It's Mozilla has said that it will test a plan that puts ads and sponsored content on the boxes that appear when Firefox launches. Launch.
When Firefox launches, launch.
Firefox users launch a new tab on the browser.
I'm sorry, Alex is out to launch.
Wait, another voting again?
Mozilla are testing a plan that we are going to be putting ads and sponsored content on the tiles that appear whenever you launch a new tab in Mozilla Firefox.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought you said.
Yeah. Firefox code was.
He did turn a bit Robert from Everyone Loves Raymond for a minute there.
So how's that going to work with AdBlock? You know, one of the most
It
popular
doesn't.
plugins for Firefox.
It's Firefox displays 9 boxes or tiles showing screenshots of the websites most visited by the user.
Mm-hmm.
They're planning to use this as ads space.
So everybody loves their adverts in Firefox. Your kids?
He said that the tests were designed to understand the users find helpful and what parts they ignore and disable on the browser. This is Jonathan Nightingale, Vice President of Firefox, because they don't really have a CEO because, you know... Reasons.
I thought raisins were a chocolate chew.
Said reasons, not raisins.
But they're doing the typical thing of saying, don't worry, we're implementing this thing, but it's not going to affect you. No, it's designed to affect you.
Yeah. We promise that we will never collect other information other than your location.
Yeah.
No, that is actually what they've promised in the past.
Shall we stop being so cynical and carry on to the next segment?
No,
No, I've got a couple more quick things I can do.
Very quick.
Blarg. Who is it that does it? Ubisoft. Very famous for putting multiple development studios to making their Assassin's Creed games.
Yep.
For example, one entire studio dedicated to the single-player performance, then to the multiplayer, and then DLC, all made by different studios at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Assassin's Creed Unity has 10
Fucking
studios
hell.
making it.
So it's either going to be an amazing conglomerate of studios banding together awesome piece of software, or it's going to be a
Yeah, I mean,
clusterfuck
traditionally
mishmash.
it would be the Montreal team doing the main game, whilst at the same time juggling resources and assets and lead with the Annecy and Quebec studios doing the other things.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a couple of years ago, they had a Singapore team doing the hidden location bits,
Yep.
which were the very, very linear set pieces. And now they have given the details of all of them. Oh yeah, I saw that. They now have 10 complete different studios working on Unity, which is fucking hell.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is rather crazy. Oh, and that Game Boy Advance thing that I said for the iPhone earlier.
Oh yeah.
The GBA for iOS app on the Apple Store has been pulled. And it's actually a sad thing because it was the only Game Boy and Game Boy Advance emulator that you could load and use without having to jailbreak your phone. Apparently, Nintendo did send a DMCA notice requesting. This is Nintendo America.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Which means you can no longer download it from the Apple Store or GitHub. But the app itself will continue working. And the guys sat there are going to be fighting the DMCA notice if he can. Elsewhere, Cartoon Network are bringing out their own Adventure Time MOBA.
Oh, can I just go back to the Game Boy thing a sec?
Yeah.
When he made his Game Boy emulator, did he use any of Nintendo's code while doing it?
I'm not sure.
Because if he didn't, then legally Nintendo ain't got a leg to stand on. Because if he's not reverse engineered their hardware, and if he's not stolen their code, then they can fuck off. Basically, in the eyes of the law, because he's done nothing wrong. He's made a piece of software. The fact it plays Nintendo games is irrelevant. He's made a piece of his own unique software, and Nintendo can't do dick over. If people want to then use that piece of software to illegally download and play Nintendo ROMs, oh, that's their lookout. It's not the guy who made the app's fault. So, this is going to be interesting. I hope he fights it and I hope he wins. Unless, of course, he did reverse engineer something or was using Nintendo code, in which case then he's got what's coming to him. But if he is innocent of these crimes, then I hope he fucking wins and gets it back on the store.
Well, that's true. And yeah, like I was saying, Adventure Time is actually getting its own fully complete multiplayer online battle arena from Cartoon Network officially.
I don't know if that's awesome or terrifying.
A little of both.
Terrifying.
It's currently in beta, every Thursday is when you'll be playing it, with the developers, producers of the show, and the developers of the game showing up every night at 1 in the morning, our time,
Nice.
as everywhere else calls it GMT.
Yep.
So if you just search for Adventure Time Battle Party, you'll require the Unity web player to be able to play it. But it might be fun, I don't know. Halo 5 Guardians announced for 2015.
Yep.
Sims 4 banned in Russia because gay relationships are damaging to youth. No, really, Russia has banned it.
Yeah.
The Library of Congress actually wants people to send in their discs to test with.
Like what?
The Library of Congress in America,
Yeah.
the biggest library in the world,
Yep.
their Preservation Research Division actually
Mm-hmm.
want to find out why exactly discs aren't lasting a long time and how best to keep them preserved as best as possible.
How about to not scratch the shit out of them?
Well,
Not let that little
it's
silver
actually-
foil fall off.
really hard to narrow down because compact discs were designed for incredible amounts of mass production.
Yeah.
And also the techniques for churning them out changed quite rapidly and with a lot of variance over the years that they've been used.
Yep.
So it's hard to track down a single reason for disc rot or bronzing. And it's why you can have a mint condition Diablo 2 CD which will mysteriously not work. But they're focusing on music CDs, but their preservation concerns extend to both games and movies, seeing as discs have been the most popular form of distribution since the last, 2 decades?
Yep.
I love the way that when CDs and DVDs were coming out, everyone's saying, "Oh yes, use these to back up your media because they won't degrade like cassette will." Really? And that's
Well,
the-
we've known about disc rot for a while. Bronzing is an issue that not many people know of because it isn't as widely known.
I think it may more be prolific on the cheaper brands than the slightly more
It
expensive
is. I mean, I've got a few
CDs.
CDs that have suffered from edge rot, and I've tried my best to quickly back them up to something else as soon as I can.
Those are my old archives just fall by the wayside and vanish.
And seeing as this is a organisation dedicated to preserving as much entertainment, knowledge, etc. As humanly possible, they have a vested interest in making sure they figure out what the fuck is going wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's only two things I know that basically are doing that.
And,
one of them is the Congress, and the other one's BitTorrent.
Lastly, from me at least, pixel piracy is, well, pirated.
That's
Yeah.
ironic, really, isn't it?
Yes, on BitTorrent. However, the good folk at Rock Paper Shotgun ran a traceroute on it.
Really?
Yeah.
As you do.
The developers were seeding.
Really?
Yep. Unlike certain people, Game Dev Tycoon, who released a pirated version in order to fuck people up and provide skewed statistics on why piracy is harming them.
Yeah.
I've forgotten who's making pixel piracy. It's not.
I don't know.
It's the same guys that did Terraria.
Okay.
They're actually sat there going, yeah, we actually want people to have a safe and reliable version, seeing as, it's going to get pirated anyway.
People are going to pirate it.
Yeah. Where is it?
The trouble is, they've now, if they are doing that, they fall into a little bit of a legal minehole because.
Well, no, because they are the ones distributing it for free through file sharing programs.
Well, exactly. So, if it's no longer piracy, because they are freely distributing it.
They are. There are some legal grey areas where if it's a separate torrent, that could count as, if not outright piracy, as infringement of intellectual property.
But if you download the torrent they're seeding,
Then that's fine.
they've
but
they've given it to you.
There is a README that comes with it, which says, if you like this game, you can support us in a number of ways besides purchasing the title outright. Steam Greenlight is very important to us right now, and a vote for it does make a difference. And your warm reception on our IndieDB review page is what pushed us to initially take this decision in the first place. Not everything is about money, and we want to thank those that pirate our title and actually give them the opportunity to do so with our blessing, whilst giving them an opportunity to actually make good on the piracy itself. Tell your friends about us, share the link around if and only if you enjoy the game, and if you don't enjoy it, at least you didn't have to pay for it. So you can get a pirated copy of Pixel Piracy.
I don't like Terraria or anything, but these guys are up there now.
Yeah.
Good people, We maybe not be fans of the games, but we're fans of the people.
Well,
And
we've
that counts
all
as something.
pirated shit.
Have we?
I've not pirated.
Yes.
Oh no, wait, I've done a 2001 Cup. Yeah, I've pirated shit.
Yeah, we were just talking about your little soundtrack things earlier.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, I taunted the shit out of that years ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I have all of Michael Jackson's unreleased stuff before it came out.
I did. Not all of it. Some of it
Hey,
was actually.
he's got the Freddie Mercury Michael Jackson albums.
I know.
It wasn't an album. It was only a track. But yes.
No,
yeah.
there are quite a few tracks
Oh,
that
there's-
they've started to record, and
There's
Queen
three or four of them. Yeah, but
Queen is still working through releasing those as finished tracks.
really.
Yeah,
Oh sweet.
they announced that last summer.
I was
I
not
told
paying
you
attention.
about it.
Yeah, that was last summer. You expect me to remember?
Jesus, man.
Behave.
I thought that'd be an awesome superhero. I am Jesus, man. I forgive your killing of these people.
Jesus.
Do you want some wine water? Maybe some water wine?
Anyway,
Yeah, let's move swiftly on, shall we? I think that's going to
Is
be
it?
probably for the best.
It's that time where the cast of Tiger Tales Radio review stuff badly. This is Done and Dusted.
okay, so this is Done and Dusted, where we go out and play, watch, read, eat, whatever, various things, and come back to you with a review to let you know whether or not you should also take part.
Especially in the eating, because everyone likes eating.
It's a good
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that Pete decided to chime in there instead of TK because
Yeah, because TK's Mike's music,
as
he was doing
TK
technical
went
things.
and well,
And so
I heard it
oh,
out in the studio, but
Yeah.
I couldn't hear it
In the
on
headphones.
air.
Okay,
go.
I've done technical things, damn it.
Okay, so I've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as in the series, because it's now finished and I've completely caught up.
Even though
Alex,
you
do you
talk
have
about it
anything done and dusted?
every week, and yes, I do. I mentioned it earlier, but don't tell anyone.
It shows
What
how
are
much
you gonna
Pete
do
pays
for Done and
attention,
Dusted?
doesn't it?
Godzilla.
Oh, in that case, I've got a Kickstarter game this week that might appeal to you.
And TK?
I have a game. It is
That's
called
good.
Cell Damage HD.
Oh, I saw you bought that.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. But
Who
go on,
wants to
Pete.
go first?
You can go, because you might as well cover TV talk with it. Because it's part of TV talks, technically, isn't it?
Technically, we've only got 45 minutes left.
Plenty of time.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wrapped up with its finale.
A very good finale.
Yep. So watched
Although-
it and managed to catch up with the entirety of the
Did
series.
you get a flashback to the Buffy Dracula episode at the end of the finale?
Yeah, we'll get
yeah,
to that.
that was awesome.
So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you want to go out and watch this series, this is a slow burn to start with. And it is very much one that suffers from trying to do Monster of
Well,
the Week /
It had
Detective of the
to
Week
find
/
its
Thing of the Week.
footing. I mean, there aren't many shows that do very well in the first season. Unfortunately, these days they're just not given as much of a chance. I mean, look at Star Trek Next Generation's first season. Fucking hell.
Yeah, a lot of seasons, but now a lot of people expect overarching storylines and lots of it linking up, and they expect that from the get-go, whereas Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't really have that, especially when you compare it to things like Arrow, which had the interweaved plotline
Well,
from the start.
even Arrow had to find its footing with the interweave plot lines. It still had quite a few shaky episodes. I mean, even Joss Whedon's other most recent, Dollhouse, the first season was nowhere near as good as the second.
That's because he kind of had to condense everything in order to get the
Oh yeah, it
second
had to be rushed in the
out.
end, but the second season with the when the cast had finally found most of their footing and their back and forth with each other.
But overall,
saying-
the series has had some very interesting characters. It's got Agent Coulson from the movies as the lead character, and the kind of story for the entire series is why he was brought back to life, or how he was brought back to life, and the things that led from it.
Have you
The
seen
answers-
the awesome period postcards that have been going around?
Ew.
They're the 50s style postcard going, "Welcome to Tahiti. It's a magical place."
Yeah,
It's those toys that
lots
must called the
of
adverts.
things like that. Yeah. But in terms of how it's been going, there's been some character development which some people have liked, some people haven't liked. Little links to all the comic book stuff, because there was like hints of Graviton, hints of Deathlock, which got a lot more in terms of Deathlock, other little characters. But it's only when the Marvel films coincided especially with Winter Soldier.
It had been building up to that for a while.
Hmm?
It had been building up to that for a while.
Yeah.
It's more of a case of
But not-
Whedon obviously already knew what was going on. Because they had to keep him in the loop in advance for things, both for Avengers and both for S.H.I.E.L.D. and because he will be doing the next Avengers movie. So he gets to know all the little background pieces. So he'd been laying in hints to Hydra and everything else from about the 8th or 10th episode.
Little hints, but not enough for actually
Yeah.
suggest it before the movie. Because the Winter Soldier was the turnaround which said these are the big bad. Them getting Garrett, the actor who played Garrett, in to be a villain who was reasonably well-rounded. Because he had his own motivations, really, for being a villain. He joined the organisation with his own reasons.
Yeah, he wasn't in
And-
it for the evil. Well, he kind of was, but he also initially, before he went a bit cuckoo.
Yeah, the cuckoo, which was right near the end. So
The
they
cuckoo
kind of
was
built that
actually
up really
hinted
quite
at as well.
And the alien suggestion, going forward, going through potentially to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which the trailer came out for today, by the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I remember 2 days ago watching the trailer for the trailer. No, really.
And potentially there's a lot of stuff in there that you could hate, but there's lots of stuff that could hook you. The relationships between the main characters, I really enjoyed. The details they had in the background that you wanted to learn more about, I enjoyed. The occasional cameos, I enjoyed those as well. Things you could have hated, slow pacing. Sometimes a bit obvious in how things are going to end, but then that's the same in any series.
And I've heard
And-
some people
Yeah, sorry.
complain about the very ending, right before the "we'll be right back" after this.
What? Wait, what?
The extra ending. A lot of people complained that was just cheap and played for laughs, and I was sat there going to point out this is the point in the series where we need a quick laugh at the end, because tensions have been rising all the way through for the last half dozen episodes.
Yeah.
That was a much needed release moment, because otherwise people will just get fatigued watching it.
There was a lot, especially the last episode, there was a lot of harsh stuff that happened. Because people have been affected by events, people have died, people have been fucked up,
To
And-
unknown levels.
and betrayals have happened.
As they always do.
Yeah, and even worse, it almost looks as if it's betrayal of the ideals that the person who betrayed everyone has now happened. It's like,
Although we did get that heartwarming moment. You know, this, you know, was only meant to be used in case an Avenger fell.
oh yes, and you're
And a
in it,
callback
everyone
to,
can-
I think you know what this gun does.
That was nice.
It was. And I did expect that thing to run out after like 4 shots, because we've all played first-person shooters.
Yeah, but also having Fury come in and be the badass, that was nice. Although his last line was a bit cheese, but then the series
It's
needs it.
Samuel L. Jackson. He is made of ham.
Although the witticism over the villain was pure Buffy, and the thing is that was for me Coulson straight off, because it's a case of the bad
Yeah,
guy's
he-
monologuing and just talking over him.
He is unflappable. It is meant to be his thing.
But
I can hear Brian Blessed.
Brian blessed.
What is this?
But overall, the series is a slow start. It is very good.
TK, I can't text you back.
I know, but you've got IRC. I wasn't sure I'd be able to poke you when you notice.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm meant to be IRC, bitch.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry. Yes, I quite fancy a burger. If you're, oh wait, no. We're going back straight after.
You can stay if you want.
I wouldn't be able to get back by myself, really.
I'm only ordering from across the road. It might be here before the end of the show.
If it's here for the end of the show, then yes, I could take you up on your offer.
Sure.
Bear in mind, I have no monies.
What do you fancy?
A burger would do.
You can order over IRC or text.
No.
Alex
yeah,
can't.
TK, let us continue this in channel.
Yes, that's the whole plan.
Yes. But the series does end well, and it does build over the slightly slower and not as effective episodes that you had in the beginning.
I found the
The
slow
ending-
episodes in the beginning to be good.
Some of them were,
Because
but
this is a
they
case of
weren't as good.
the cast needed time to be able to find the chemistry with each other and work on the set. But keeping it slow for the first few episodes helps that, because that way you're not fucking up any important plot elements that are needed later on.
Maybe, maybe not, but they needed to. They did have a nice
they needed
gelling
to
to begin with, but they needed to try and get more interest quicker.
They need to establish the characters first before they can let it pick up pace.
Well, I will say they established it, but I do think they needed to try and have something a bit more unique and a bit more grabbing, because they did lose a lot of viewing figures, and whilst it has picked back up, and there is going to be a second season,
But it's like
I
I
don't
was
think
saying,
it's going to be massive.
it's like I said when it was actually going through in the beginning. We've had it pretty much as a good episode and a meh, but not really bad episode.
Well, what we are going to have to see is what season 2 is going to be like, because they have put out enough now to suggest what's
It
going to
is.
happen.
It
It will
did-
be in between Guardians of the Galaxy and
Well, we know
Avengers
for a
Age of Ultron.
fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been renewed for a second season.
Yep.
And thanks to S.H.I.E.L.D. getting renewed, it's also mean we got the green light for the Agent Carter series.
Actually, a whole load of ones, especially if you follow them via Netflix.
Hmm.
But in terms of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've enjoyed it. It is a
was
slow
worth it.
start. I would say to all of our listeners and viewers, get into it. If you can pick up the box set, do so. Don't just torrent the damn thing. Buy the box set. Because then that will actually guarantee that we'll see Season 2. And
We've
hopefully
already
Season
guaranteed season 2. Like I
Yep.
said, we've even they've ordered season 2 outright in its entirety, along
Mhm.
with purely on the figures that S.H.I.E.L.D. picked up from the midpoint onwards, the Agent Carter 40s series.
3. Yeah, but let's put it this way. We want to make sure Season 2 happens. Because we've seen shows cancelled mid-season before.
We have. I mean, Dracula just got cancelled in between seasons, but that's
So
mostly
go out-
because of a cliffhanger they could not come back from.
Yeah, but
Well,
go
that-
out,
then
buy the
Community.
box set.
That got cancelled.
Oh, excuse me.
Charmin.
But that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Does Alex want to kick off then with Godzilla?
I
Gotcha.
would like to, if you just give me a second to waffle for about half a minute.
Well, he quickly puts
Do you want me to run through the Kickstarter things then?
Feelers, sauce,
Sauce.
Yeah.
What do we got?
barbecue burger, chili, garlic, ketchup, or mayo.
I'll go with mayo, thank you. Right. Kickstarter things. Funnily enough, the Lord of the Rings meets the Princess Bride with James Masters' Dragon Warriors just about squeaked through its funding.
Dragon Warriors!
We were sat there going, this has got 1 week to go. It's got like a quarter to a third of what it needs. We don't think it's going to get through, despite it looks kind of fun. No, they actually squeaked through with 216,000 of their 200,000 goal.
Dragon
Can I get a yay?
Warriors!
Can I get a yay?
Yay!
Thank you. Amplitude have reached 384,000 out of this
So-
775, but they've only got 4 days left to go.
So not going to happen then.
No. Well, it might do. I mean, I didn't think the Dragon Warriors was going to squeak through.
Yeah, but this isn't so much of a squeak, is it? There's a meteoric hole left to go.
Halfway.
Yeah, good. There could be a huge flurry of...
400,000's worth of flurry.
yeah, could happen.
It's not going to.
Yeah, I could have.
I'm going to have to live without Amplitude 2 in my life.
Pixel Noir, unfortunately, did not make it through.
We talked about this
Oh,
last week.
did I do that last week?
Yep.
Alrighty. Heartforth
Fucking
Alicia, did I
outstanding.
say that last week?
Well, they got it, yep.
Oh no, this is successfully funded 4 days
No,
ago.
okay, so no.
Okay, so yeah, Heartforth Alicia made it. Their end total was 232,000, meaning they made nearly 5 times their money.
People apparently like sprites that look like arses.
Yeah, this means that unfortunately they didn't get their Nintendo 3DS.
They wanted to remix. They wanted to have a remix album before the game was even fucking out.
Well, apparently enough people went. Well, bear in mind their original goal was
60.
60,000. When they finally realized that, oh fuck, yeah, people would actually like this, and they've heard some of the stuff, they went, oh fuck, the more money we get, the more rewards we kind of have to give out as incentive. So a remix album is something that, yeah, I can kind of see that as being legitimate here.
Because at least that's kind of cheap to make.
Yeah.
Because it's unfortunately the evolution of expectations when you're using Kickstarter. And unfortunately, the more money you get as well, that also means the more money you've got to spend on fulfilling quite a few of these tiers that people are expecting from you.
Yeah.
This is a conversation I could have as a whole segment by itself. Shines. Shines. No, it's Shines because it's pronounced in the trailer.
Therefore, it is Shines.
In the trailer, it is pronounced as Shines.
Shines.
And they've got nearly 80,000 of their 100,000 goal with 19 days to go. So they're going to make that.
It's all the French people backing this.
Les Shinny.
And it looks like it's been upgraded for PlayStation 4 now as well.
Ooh.
So it will be a very much multi-platform release.
It'll be pretty as well.
It will.
It will look generically shell-shaded.
I can still tell the difference between this, Borderlands, or Blue Dragon.
Blue
They're saying that they've got an art style with the cell-shaded thing, which I think is just about far enough.
No,
apart.
I think the art style, honestly, is just a bit generic.
You play 2D fighters.
Yeah, that's
Pot,
why
kettle,
that's
Negro.
why I'm allowed to have this opinion, is because I can tell when something is generic.
Meanwhile, the two new Kickstarters. Yeah, I'm just going to put them in channel.
Can I say it?
Go on.
Kaiju a Gogo!
Wow,
Yeah.
that didn't piss the levels off at all.
Oh, do you want to read that bit out as well?
Because you're mad in university, and they stole your lunch money in a grade school. It is time to build your secret laboratory and plot revenge. Nothing less than complete world domination will satisfy you. Your magnificent monster is ready to rumble. It's time to make the world dance to your tune. Let's play Kaiju a Go-Go.
Yeah, it is pretty much a design your own kaiju and let it run amok game. And it looks awesome. It's a strategy action PC and mobile video game.
Got a question.
Yes.
What's a kaiju?
Giant monster.
It is Godzilla, Mothra, those sorts of giant
Yeah.
monsters that were very popular in the 40s, 50s.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, you take the role of a mad scientist who has built the first human-controlled kaiju in the world. Whilst your rivals race to catch up with your genius and build their own kaiju to compete with you, you have a 5-year window to use yours to achieve total world domination. Yeah.
I might actually fund this.
Yeah.
This looks
You will basically start off with a secret lair on an uncharted island and launch your first attacks in the coastal cities of an unsuspecting world. And eventually they will bow down to you and this will admit you're in charge. And once you've conquered all the regions on the globe, you will win. So you will get,
An internet.
an internet?
You'll get all of your internet. You will win an internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
But yeah, it basically looks like the old SimCity interface. But you control the giant monster wreaking havoc on somebody else's wonderful creation. At the same time with a leveling up sort of thing.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I'm kind of hungry.
It will be available on PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. Steam Workshop compatibility. And supporters at all backer levels will be able to cast a vote at the end of the successful campaign to add an extra city to destroy.
It's available on PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android.
It looks great. And you got your mecha Godzilla skin. And it all looks like it's hand-drawn art, which is in a style that you may or may not like.
I'm not on a kaiju, big monster high right now. Definitely not, no.
No, I mean, let's see. Some of your incentives include the $1. You just get to cast a vote towards the end of the game on the Mystery City. The first 500 people to back $12 Canadian or more will be able to download the game upon release. There's still 300 left of that. 15 Canadian dollars will get you the game on release, as well as being listed in the credits. Next $25 gets you wallpapers, concept art, digital versions of the t-shirt design, and some limited edition lithographs. And it goes all the way up to quite a few nicely done rewards, including a mousepad for some reason. all of the goodies, pick a city to be destroyed from the real world, and design your own monster and mad scientists. Working with veteran video game artist John Yakibo, you will design your own kaiju. Oh my god, there's a Cthulhu kaiju. Throwing what looks like the top of a building at a random plant monster. Okay, I approve wholeheartedly of this. I'll give you the link later, Alex.
Yeah, I'm
The second new one is Witchmarsh. It's a action RPG set in 1920s Massachusetts.
Wow, the pixels.
It is one of those pixel-designed ones. It's meant to be harkening back to a 16-bit game. And I'm joining an unlikely team of detectives as they charge headlong into the darkest corners of rural America. Their mission, find and return the missing Witchmarsh 12, who vanished under mysterious circumstances. A handsome reward is in store should they see the supernatural lurking around every corner. Will any of them live long enough to collect it?
It sounds like a Cthulhu game.
It is a very atmospheric action RPG called a Cthulhu game. With single player and local and online 2 to 4 player co-op.
This is a good thing. Yeah.
It is. It's got music from Francisco Cerda, who some of you who've played Indie Tames might remember as the rather awesome jazz-style composer of Gunpoint in Jamestown.
Over 10 playable characters.
They are, and the playable characters list is actually kind of fun. You have the Gentleman, Technician, Moose, Slugger, Trapper, PI, Curator, Guardian, Alchemist, Illusionist, Scribe, Innkeeper, and Bard.
Yeah, some of those don't look too bad, those sprites, but some of them just do look a bit arse.
They kind of
it goes from good,
do.
like you see the
PI one
moose.
could look better. The Moose is the what everyone else call a mook.
Yeah,
He looks big and barrel-chested, kind of awesome.
He looks good, but then
And the Alchemist and the PI definitely look good. But
guy right next.
did
to
I
him,
put the link in
Slugger.
channel, TK?
There is a link to Kaiju Gugu.
Nope. Let me. Whoa. So somebody else going to go. I think Pete's still looking over the other one. Witchmarsh. It actually looks really nice. It's like a 2D action RPG version of a Call of Cthulhu game. Nobody else thinks this is good, huh?
Well,
This is maybe playing straight to my bias towards certain aesthetic values in games and books.
yeah, because I was never really a huge fan. I mean, nothing against it, but
No.
it
But
just didn't really.
by the looks of it, if they pull off exactly what they want to do, the sheer amount of customizability you can get for each one of the characters is actually fairly good. Plus, the whole co-op aspect of it is, I've been looking at a lot more co-op games lately for the obvious reasons of I have to share my game time.
Can't you just play 2 single-player games? Like, just stick around Skyrim and then that's it.
Why do you think I actually have Microsoft Sync Toy going to my Dropbox folder? That's the point. I forgot to update the saves.
Is that it for Kick Feelers?
That is all of them, yes.
So Alex and Godzilla.
Oh, okay, so Gojira. Right.
Gojira?
I went to go... Gojira.
Ah, Gojira.
I went to go see Godzilla yesterday with my friends. It was very impromptu. Oh, Godzilla's out. Should we go watch Godzilla? Yeah, because we're going to save Wednesdays for... I think it's this Wednesday. Days of Future Past comes out, is it? The next week? This
yes.
week? Before Wednesday? Whatever. Anyway. So we went and see it. We're all big Godzilla fans. We know a lot about Godzilla and stuff, and we know about the 1998 being the last major one. Let's not talk about that. That was a terrible film. So we
That's
went
a
into
lot of
this.
fish.
We heard that it was like a more of a human drama for the first half than an actual Godzilla movie.
I can weigh in from what I've seen on this, but only after you do.
Yeah. Well,
As far as the human drama bit goes, I mean.
going in, it was very interesting. The pre-credits sequence was basically a load of old clips of like Godzilla and stuff, and showing Godzilla sightings and stuff in the 1920s, 30s.
Yeah,
40s.
they've nicely changed the theme around for
50s,
modern
60s.
day.
Yeah.
Because back then it was, the radiation created it. And oh my god, awful things happen. And if I remember correctly, in this one, it just feeds off radiation.
Yeah. What they've actually done to justify its existence is actually feasible. I guess dinosaurs exist. Why couldn't this exist? I know in like actual Godzilla lore,
Well,
they're all fucking aliens. but-
dinosaurs still exist. Sharks haven't been changed for about 35 million years. They found the coelacanth, alligator. Let's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we went into this, seeing this will probably be good. It won't be amazing. It'll probably be good. So it starts off a little slow. An event. It basically has this little prologue bit, sets up the action for later on. It introduces characters that don't stay around, and they make a big emotional deal about it, which
Like the first 10 minutes.
yeah. Which you don't then care about that. You don't care about that event for the reason it happened, but you do later on. It matters to another character, so you kind of like understand that character more because of that event happening. Blah blah blah. But as a standalone, oh, this character's dead. Oh, whatever. I didn't even know her. We didn't even know, the character. So it happens in 1999, I believe, is this first bit. Or 2000. No, 2000. Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, 15 years, yeah. And then it skips to 15 years in the future after this big, horrible thing happens. A nuclear station where this guy has basically said, oh, something's happening, something bad's happening, this isn't an earthquake. To which this guy has been haunted by what has happened, the fact that it's happening again, because he's doing all these readings and stuff. And his son believes that he's some sort of crazy crackpot scientist who is just obsessed about his dead wife. To which, he ends up convincing his son to go with him to basically find out the truth through his old readings and stuff. And so they go back to this city that was completely destroyed, apparently. It is very derelict. And I like this part because there's a little reference here which made me squeal, because it was in the little boy's room he had this fish tank, and you couldn't see it from the first time you saw it, but the second time you see it, it says on the side of it Moth Ra in 2 separate words, which is referencing. But
So I think of Mumra now from the Thundercats. Completely different reference.
yeah, so eventually they get caught because this area is quarantined, because it's apparently nuclear station blew up, radioactive zone and the like.
As you do.
But there's no radiation there. So they get caught by the Japanese guys who send them, to this site where the nuclear factory station used to be, and basically interrogate them. To which they're saying, the scientist, his son is a soldier, right? Like a bomb disposal expert or some shit like that. Sets up bombs and stuff. I don't know exactly. Bomb ordnance something. Anyway, no one's going to help me out.
Well, I don't know the words that you need, so I can't. Sorry.
Yeah. So the scientist is there going no, I know this is blah blah blah. I'm this person. Blah. I was here. I have this shit. Why aren't you listening to me? We're all going to die if you don't do something. And they don't believe him until they actually look at his evidence and stuff and go, our readings are the same as this guy's. We gotta do something. You then see that there's this big thing here, which it looks like an alien. And when I first saw it, especially when I first saw the promo stuff for it, because they said it's a completely new monster made for this film. But it was a shame when they announced that. But it looks like one of the older ones. They call it Muto. It's kind of like a stupid name for it. But yeah, so that thing awakens when they try to kill it, because it's been absorbing the radiation to grow. And then basically from there, that goes off and looks for more radiation sources after flies away, destroys everything, flies away. The son's father dies, and then I thought this the one bad thing about the film is that the son, who is now the main character, as before it was the his father.
The shoveler.
Yeah. I thought it was terrible, actually, because this main character is... I don't want to say he's unlikable, but he just doesn't...
You don't like him?
Don't connect with him.
Is he a personality vacuum? Does he just kind of not have any charisma of his own, but he just absorbs everyone else's?
Sort of, yeah. The main star, I would say, of this is the... I can't remember the actor's name, but the two main actors in it, which is the father who,
The father's the scientist, isn't he?
The father's the scientist, yeah.
He's No, it's the other scientist, white-haired guy, grey-haired guy.
Japanese guy.
Can't remember.
And the other the Japanese scientist who is like you see
The
on
one
the
that's
side
actually
of-
a bit more charismatic, but is only on screen for all of 10 minutes.
Oh no. But the other Japanese scientist is actually pretty like good. He's a great character actually.
Yeah, the thing that I heard was that for one that's meant to be focusing on human interest, the characters are kind of bland.
They are.
And
They're
they're
all the good
cutouts.
all the good characters just aren't there.
Well, they're cameos or very small parts. They've gotten to the point where, for the human interest story, the Godzilla was the main focus when the thing that people enjoyed the most.
Yeah, and a good point of this is throughout the film you see bits of this the son who's a soldier, blah blah blah. His wife, I don't want to say wife, his other half and their son.
Significant other.
Significant other and their son. And they're the most worthless pieces of shit in that film. It cuts over to them to see what's happening, and then they're worrying about the soldier guy. And then it cuts back, and it's like, that brought nothing. That actually brought nothing to the film. You could replace all parts of her and her son with another character, and it wouldn't affect the film at all. It's the only reason they exist is for the main character to have a reason to go on, if you get what I mean. Because he has no other reason to do the shit involving the monsters. He just doesn't. He doesn't even want to do it for his father, sort of thing. He just doesn't feel like it's his responsibility. Which is fair enough. I can understand that. But it feels like there's a reason forced for him to do something when he shouldn't. He should naturally have a reason as like the main character in the
So
film.
they're kind of more of a plot wedge than anything else.
Yeah. But the film for the first half is, slow and stuff. And Godzilla doesn't appear until about halfway through the film. When they get to America. And they're talking about Godzilla all this time. And they state him as the balance to mankind.
The great equalizer.
Yeah, the great equalizer. He restores the balance sort of thing, which is kind of not true, but it is. It's very weird. I mean, Godzilla isn't bad. Originally he was a villain. Then he was
And
sort
then
of
it
like,
was gave rise to what we call the Godzilla threshold.
And now it's chaotic neutral.
Well, no, it basically got to a point where they scaled it up in the movies where the Godzilla threshold is something else has come across that's so bad
it's
and
worse
so
than Godzilla.
destructive that throwing Godzilla at it seems like the lesser of evils to do.
Yeah.
I see.
It's not that Godzilla is good. It's that they killed Godzilla basically in the original film, and then all these other things come, and they're like, actually, Godzilla wasn't that bad. Get him back. Get him back.
Yeah. And then there's the Son of Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, Mecha Godzilla is great. I will quickly
Mecha
explain
Godzilla
this.
was meant to be the corpse of the original Godzilla that
Nope.
the government brought back.
Nope.
Wasn't it? Was that the cartoon?
No.
No, that's the cartoon.
Mecha Godzilla, right? Aliens from Outer Space. This is an old Godzilla movie. Bear with me. I'm just going to quickly explain it.
Okay.
Aliens from Outer Space look at Earth, and they want to invade, but then they see Godzilla as a threat. So they decide to make a Mecha Godzilla to fight Godzilla.
That's awesome.
And and obviously Godzilla wins.
Oh, spoilers!
It-
Shitbag. I was looking forward to seeing that. Fuck you.
It's actually a really good movie for like how bad it is. It's but some of the storylines for the monster
Yeah, but
movies
is
are
it one of the
brilliant.
60s ones?
Mecha Godzilla is
'Cause-
one of the later ones, but it's not
Oh, really?
the modern ones.
Okay, so it's kind of late pre-modern.
Yeah, pre-modern Godzilla. Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, so Godzilla comes along because this kaiju. There's apparently two of these Mutos, and there's a male and a female. And
So
they're going
there's
to mate.
Mewtwo.
And so the whole story is like, oh, well, the humans are like, we can't let anything happen because there's two of them. They're going to breed and kill us all. And they're like, let's go shoot things at them and blow up things that never works. And they try their best to do stuff. And it doesn't work for some reason. Then they decide, oh, let's nuke them. And it's like, the scientists are there going, that's not going to work. That will just feed them. They feed off of nuclear energy. They're like,
Did
"Nah."
you not see that energy being episode of Star Trek the original series?
Wait, and so they basically go, no, we will kill them with the blast of the intense, the nuclear bomb, not the actual nuclear bomb itself, not the radiation.
Of course. Like air overfilling a balloon.
So it just gets stupid. With the humans, just as soon as like Godzilla appears, the humans basically are worthless.
Freak out.
No, the humans, they freak out whenever the Mutos are around, but when Godzilla's around, they
the
just
humans
stare.
just become irrelevant.
Yeah. They come as sort of like okay, there's humans here with guns and stuff. You know they're not going to do anything because they can't do anything. They're not powerful enough to fight these things, which is made evident when they start relying on Godzilla. Because they don't so much use Godzilla, it's just hope he comes along and sorts this out. Because
it's a movie featuring the military and aliens, so they're slightly worried that their assault rifles are still stuck to walkie-talkie and therefore will not do much damage at all.
No, they shoot a lot, but nothing happens. They just piss it off.
That's what happens in a monster movie. Don't they watch them?
Guys,
yeah?
I've been listening to Alex explain this, and I'm just sat there waiting for the Guyver to appear.
Anyway.
That's what Godzilla is, yeah?
Godzilla is the reason they get
TK,
for Godzilla.
put up a random David Hayter voice clip.
With all of these monsters existing is that they are ancient beings that were on Earth with the dinosaurs, sort of thing. That they were the alpha predators.
Some of them can shoot ancient Egyptian laser beams.
They were the top dog, and when the
lizard,
Earth was,
as the case may be.
When the Earth was more naturally radiated, they were active. But as time grew on and radiation went down, they decided to go dormant in the seas. Because radiation close to the Earth's core, they absorbed that there and survived. Hence why you don't see Godzilla, up in the surface until he actually needs to be. But Godzilla is basically the hunter of all monsters. So when these monsters become active, Godzilla then becomes active, and decides to go hunt these things down and chases them around. So you see the Mutos trying to do their own thing, which is grow enough so that they can mate. Godzilla's chasing them, and then the humans are trying to do their own plan using nuclear bombs, which lures the Mutos, and then they wonder why they all get killed, and then they're like, let's just take the bomb somewhere else.
Makes perfect sense.
The army in it are fucking stupid. Really stupid. But, I can imagine the human army being like that in real life if a monster did appear. Stupid.
I'm going to cut to the chase then. Did you enjoy the film?
Oh, I haven't got to the part yet. Godzilla appears. Fight scene. There's a small fight with the Mutos in...
Speaking of the fight scene, Alex,
yeah?
just because I want to touch on that particular point about the fight scenes, I've heard from some reviews that the film is basically one big long tease, and that you'll hear about all these epic battles and all this destruction, and you'll see the news reports that have all the kind of the after effects and all the outcome, but it's only really at the end of the film do you actually see any of this destruction happening.
There's only 2 actual fights that Godzilla and the Mutos get into, and you get to see some of the first one and all of the second one. The first one is basically like a little scrap where the Muto is still trying to get enough radiation so he can, mate with his wife. But you see it's actually quite amusing when you see, them about to fight, and then it cuts to a news report of, somebody recording this, and you just see, them. It's pretty awesome. And then the second fight, when they actually battle and stuff, I had a huge stand into attention moment.
Nerd boner.
We were all going to make the boner joke, weren't we?
I was waiting for someone to. But it was so good. The rest of the film was just irrelevant. It's nope, this is amazing.
That the moment where Alex actually looked down at us and went, wow, that is a lot of fish.
But
so awful lot of fish.
The fight was great. The fight scene was amazing, and it made the movie. It was yes, this is a Godzilla movie.
It's like the director's cut of Pacific Rim, where everybody dies.
Because of the property damage, but it's Godzilla, we don't mind.
Godzilla does everything you expect him to. He even does the... I like how they do it. It's not actually a laser.
Peter Mayhew, where are you?
he does fire his laser, but it's not a laser. They use it as
shoot the motherfucking whoop.
Like a flame.
He's got fire breath thing, hasn't he?
Yeah, fire breath. But it's so cool when he did it. It's
I've heard a spoiler about what happened there, and it's that's actually pretty bitchy.
It was so cool when I saw it. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Godzilla! I actually groped my friend's leg. I was like, this is so good.
Wow, he no-gasmed hard.
Yeah. And we all went out of the movie going, we all had the same opinion. Human interest story wasn't that interesting. Good characters weren't the main characters when they should have been.
Yeah.
Irrelevant side story with the wife and son. Monster fight was awesome.
So basically, Bart and Blu-ray skipped to the fight scene.
Pretty much. Skip to about Watch the first quarter of the movie, skip to the last quarter.
Miss out that middle half.
Miss out the middle part. Yeah, you could actually do that and it wouldn't be too bad. You wouldn't miss much, other than the humans' plans. But then
We'll just call it the television cut.
They do so much stuff. If you ever watch the trailers and stuff, and you notice they do all these different sorts of things in different situations, and there's like they actually try everything, but they don't. It doesn't make sense. They do things that are stupid. Really stupid.
So, recommending for only the first and the last half. Quarters.
If you like monster movies, like old style monster movies, yes, go watch it. It's not like the 1998 version.
Hey, Pete.
It's actually really good.
I found something
Hello?
that will make you cringe.
Is that a picture of Felix in a dress?
No. Imagine a bizarre cross between Pokemon and the Avengers as a Japanese anime. But it actually
I've seen
is Pokemon and the Avengers as a Japanese anime.
Avengermon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am man.
I'll show you. After the well, no, I
So,
can't show you after
in the
show.
last few minutes of the show, I'm going to quickly run through Cell Damage Overdrive on the PS3.
Oh my God, I forgot these other guys had things to talk about.
Sorry, not Cell Damage Overdrive. That's a lie. That's the PS2 game. Cell Damage HD. Basically, they took Cell Damage Overdrive and they went, well, these are cell shaded. This should be pretty easy to upscale to HD and make it look pretty. And they were right. The game itself is pretty much as Cell Damage Overdrive was if you ever played the PS2 version, or Cell Damage was if you had the Xbox version. Way back in the day when Xboxes were a thing. And it is a simple run around in your car, drive and shoot, all is good, pew pew pew, until somebody pops up and dies. I think somebody mentioned this last week in the news of things that are forthcoming. Because that's where I heard about it. And then when
Yes,
it was
I
released
did
on
see it.
Wednesday, it was like, day one purchase, ka-ching, I will have me some of that. And a PlayStation Plus discount, thank you very much, don't mind if I do. So, I had me some Cell Damage HD. And I started playing it, and it is just as good as the old PS2 version from way back when. And except it's really pretty. A couple of niggly things about it. The main menus and things haven't really been upscaled at all. They seem to be slightly bigger than the old native resolution, but they're now contained within a TV screen as a big, massive board around the edge to try and disguise the fact that it's woefully 4x3 still. But the actual main game, the actual bit where you drive around and either shoot or do whatever it is you're trying to do, remains in 16:9 glorious HD, and it's rather pretty. There's three main game modes. You've got what's called the smack attack, where it is the run around, drive and shoot, destroy the opponent. First one to get X number of smacks wins. You've got the kind of basic racing mode, where you just run around in the course, trying to complete as many laps as you can, or get through the gates without missing a gate. And then you've got basically a capture the flag mode, where you have to steal flags from opponents' cars and take them through a section in order to score points, and most points wins. Or first to X number of points wins, so I should rather say. And as you play the game and as you play the individual modes, you get to unlock all the levels in all the various modes, so you can play them all. And then once you've unlocked each level, you get an extra little bonus thing going along and so forth, until you have won all of the things and you are the best in the world ever. But the best thing about the game is that it is up to 4-player local co-op. So it brings back the time when games were a social experience. Remember that, kids? Actually, no, most of you are probably too young to remember that. But we all used to have to sit around the same console playing a game in the same room so we could interact with each other.
These old man values. Ugh.
I know, right? Who'd have thought? Holy
Actually,
shit.
I still like. And there's still a rather popular website dedicated to telling you which games on all platforms have local and
Yeah.
co-op. Co-Optimus, I think is the website.
Because I think there's too much bullshit of, oh yeah, we'll do it online. Because everyone wants to play multiplayer. Everyone wants to be social in their own rooms.
I like online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Online multiplayer
However,
is a good thing.
There are games which could have done local multiplayer.
And should have done local
Should have
multiplayer.
done local multiplayer. I mean,
some games
Left 4 Dead 2 on PC, they
Hmm.
could have locked out the individual having to recreate every single dynamic light on both split screen bits independently.
Couldn't they have done a LAN mode?
There is a LAN mode for it, but basically, unlike the console, where every single dynamic light is rendered once for both players, the split screen mode that's still in the coding for the PC version
Yeah.
will render every single dynamic light source individually for both players.
Oh, that'll slow things down a bit.
Yeah.
Oops.
So there are games which could have had local co-op, and should have had local co-op, like Borderlands on the PC.
But not just
But
co-op.
didn't.
Local multiplayer in general, be it head-to-head or co-op.
Yeah. And
That's
most of the games that do that now are your basic side-scrolly brawler-style things will have
Yeah.
local co-op.
Or maybe the
Dungeon
or
Land,
racing
Final
games.
Exam, so on and so forth.
racing games will give you 2-player local
Yep.
and things like that.
Are we talking PC exclusive games?
No, any format.
Fighting games?
Yeah, there's racing games. They
Yeah, those are usually the only things you can guarantee to have local co-op.
But even then, that's not always guaranteed. Is it Soul Calibur, Broken Fucking Lost Sword, whatever it's called?
No, but that's because that is a single player game.
I know, but it's not even fucking multiplayer online. That's the thing.
No, that it is a single player game.
That's just a bag of dicks.
It's not a multiplayer game. It is a single player game.
Yeah, I know that.
So
Really
is
disappointed
that the
me.
PSP one where I got bored after 20 rounds of the same tournament?
Well, you're supposed to play against the different ghosts. That was the only thing Broken Destiny could have done with on PSP in arcade mode. But I mean, I was playing some Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and it was good fun. And I'm thinking, wish someone else was here to play alongside me and for me to kick the shit out of, because that's fun. Local multiplayer is fun, and we're slowly getting towards an era where that's disappearing. And so it's nice to see games like Cell Damage HD trying to bring that back. I mean, even the trailer for the game made a big point of the fact that it was co-op multiplayer only, not online, by actually advertising the fact that you can have people in the same room playing alongside, and you can entertain yourselves and each other with the game, and be amused by its many shenanigans, of which there are many.
Burger. I will go fetch the burgers.
Oh, the burgers have arrived. Fantastic timing. Well, on that note then, I think it might be time to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Because, why not? Because Alex doesn't want to eat on webcam again. So, on that note, it is a good night from the Angel Dark Song.
Good night.
It is a good night from the Xavier in the Satellite
Good
Studio.
night.
It's a good night from the Fearless.
I have all of the foods!
We have all of the deaf now. And it's a good night for myself, TK. Thank you very much for listening for this week's
Did you
episode
get
of...
Scampy?
Yes, I got Scampi chips
Ah.
as well as the burger. Because I'm a fat fuck.
Ah.
That and I need want the fucking Scampi. About the chips. But yes, thank you very much for listening to this episode of TigerTails Radio. It has been fun despite this studio being 1,000,001 degrees Celsius. He said, exaggerating slightly. But we should be back next week for more
Hyperbole?
fun.
What's that?
Indeed.
Hyperbole.
Is it hyperbole or hyperbole?
Hyperbole. Don't
Good.
worry, I thought it was hyperbole as well.
Hyperdrive.
See, I was always brought up to say it was hyperbole. And if you look in various dictionaries, it'll have both, which is fucking irritating.
It will. I believe for us, it is in fact hyperbole.
See, I've always known it as being hyperbole for the Americans. But it's... And some people say, oh no, hyperbole is the English way of saying it. And then you see with some other websites, they just say, no, hyperbole is just flat out wrong. But either way, that's a discussion for another day, probably off air. So, thank you for listening, and we will see you on next Monday at 8 o'clock GMT +1 for another exciting episode of TigerTails Radio. But until then, it's night-night, everybody. Night-night.